Hello everybody, and welcome back to Nier. I'm your host Valenfor, and in today's episode we are going to start by heading over to the marketplace, and I'm going to buy some wheat seeds because we need to get 10 wheat,
well,
right?
Hello.
And I'm going to show how we go about actually farming, you know, how the garden works. So let's buy a nice round number here. Let's go for 20. Oh, actually I already have one. Okay, let's go 19. There we go. Good. Let's head back to our little plot, and we shall build, or rather farm, and plant these wheat. Now, before we get into it too much here, I just want to say that for some reason the capture card, when I was filming this episode, the sound goes at probably about the, I want to say 5-minute mark. So, and it doesn't come back until maybe the 20-minute mark. You're going to hear me, of course, but none of the game sounds, unfortunately. So there will be some areas where it's a little bit silent. I do apologise, there's nothing I can do about it though. Hopefully it won't end up being a regular occurrence. Okay. So anyway, let's finish up. What we're going to do is we're just going to plant each of the wheats in these little areas. Each area can take, I think it's 5 seeds for a total of 15. We will just count that though. So there's 1 in already. That's 2. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's 5. There's 3. Yeah, it is. It's 5. And so 3 5s, 15. Now, farming in general is actually really involved, and there is a trophy or an achievement if you're playing on the Xbox for this, which is to cultivate something called, well, it might even be the white lunatic flower thingy. To do so, you have to plant a combination of all different types of oh, I've just gone and planted something wrong there. I planted a bean. Didn't mean to plant a bean. So this is how we discard it, by just doing that. And I'll replant wheat there. So yeah, you need to plant a lot of different flower colours, reds and blues, in order to get, I think it's indigo seeds, and I think it's like red and yellow in order to get peach coloured seeds, and then you do blue and indigo to get some other different coloured seeds. Oh, pink seeds I think it is, and finally you use pink and peach in order to cultivate the white lunatic flower. The crazy thing is that, as you can see right now, what I'm doing is I'm watering these. Now, when it comes to crops as opposed to flowers, really I should have fertilized the land first. I didn't, which could potentially mean that this harvest will end up being diseased, or worse still, just won't grow. But let's go on the assumption that it will. I hope it will. And a lot of people won't do the gardening aspect of this game properly. They will use a little cheat that you effectively save the game after planting, go back to the main area of your system that you're using, so in our case the PlayStation XMB, Make sure that they're disconnected from the internet. Oh, and by the way, this is where the sound's about to go, just so you know. So no more music from this point, I'm afraid. No more in-game sounds. Right, so anyway. Now, what was I doing here? Let me just work this out. Right, I think I was working out what we're going to do next. We really need to pick up the rest of the goat hide. So let's go and do that now. Yeah, you'd go back to your XMB menu. You'd make sure you weren't connected to the internet, and then what you do is actually change the time and potentially the date of your PlayStation by 4 hours. Okay. You'd then load back into the game, and nothing else really would have happened to those flowers. But it was after a 4-hour period that you should come back and water them. Okay. It gets crazier. You then would save again after watering those flowers, go back to your XMB and change the time, this time for a 24-hour period, I think it was, or maybe even 48 hours. You had to push the clock forwards essentially 2 days and then log back into the game again. And all of a sudden you have flowers there instead of the small seedlings that you'd planted and watered. Now, that's a lot of effort for not much reward, especially as you had to do it with red and blue flowers to get one colour, with blue and mauve or whatever the colour was to get something else, and red and yellow to get peach, and then finally peach and whatever it was to get the white flower. In order to get the achievement, you only actually have to get either a flower itself or the seeds. And yeah, nightmare. So much work. But of course, once you've done that, you net yourself a nice little trophy. Now, the other nice thing about it was that if you managed to get the white flower, and I think it was a 10% chance that you would do, with the white flower and certainly the seeds that you could get, you could then go and farm yourself white flowers themselves by just using the white seeds. Plant enough of them, 15 obviously, for the 15 slots. And we're just heading back in there, by the way, to see if we can get some more goat hide. We're going to be doing this for a little while. The white flower sold for, I think, quite a lot of money, if I'm honest. And one of the other achievements in game was to net yourself 1 million gold. Okay. And I think one flower might have been, let me see if I can work this out here, 2 seconds. My cat wants to talk to you all as well. Shush, Whiskey, come on, good boy. So let's work this out now. Yeah, okay. So one of the white flowers sold for 5,000 gold. Okay. Now you went through and managed to plant yourself 15 seeds. You were going to get 15 flowers plus 1 to 3 seeds, I think it is, per flower as well, so you could replant. Okay. 15 flowers, as any mathematician will be able to tell you, at 5,000 for 1 comes out at 75,000 for 15. Now you only had to do that 10 times. That process of logging out, putting the clock forwards 4 hours, coming back in, watering it, going back out, going forwards 2 days. Oh, sorry, my cat has just gone and jumped up on me. No, I don't think so. Yeah, you only had to do that process 10 times. I say only. Took a while, I can tell you. but you only had to do it 10 times, and you'd netted yourself 750,000 gold. Just through one playthrough of the game and selling items that you don't need in order to craft your weapons, etc., you should... Oh, that was a nice kill. You should come out at around the 250-ish thousand gold anyway. So long as obviously you do the quests and everything as well. Not to mention, of course, if you do the fishing quest, you can actually sell some of the fish that you get. One of the fish sells very well. I think the fish itself sells for around 4,000 gold. So yeah, there was certainly a way of making money that way. The reality of the situation is, though, that whilst I don't need those trophies anymore, I've already completed them once already, we will need to work on making ourselves some money for the upgrades for the weapons. So that's just something to bear in mind. Okay. So we're now going to head back over to Seafront. Again, I do apologise for the lack of sound. Please don't be alarmed, you have not gone deaf, as of course you can still hear me. Just that the in-game sounds, for whatever reason, have not transferred over. But you only have to sit in silence for another 8 minutes, I think it is, until such time as the sound comes back. Now, we can finish talking about gardening and we can get on to item collection here. I have been reliably informed that this location is one of, or in fact the only location that you can pick up natural rubber, of which I'm sure people are aware we need 5. So we're just going to have a little look around here. I want to see if we can at least pick up some natural rubber whilst we're here. Would be nice, since we do need 5. By virtue of the fact that we need 5 and we've never even seen one, I would guess that perhaps it's a rare drop. Might take a little while for us to find, and of course I don't want to be boring people by constantly going in and out of areas looking for items. So there's nothing else in here, so let's go in this area now and we'll come back out and have another look. I bet this must be really, really weird to be watching with absolutely no sound. Certainly weird for me to be commentating over something that has no sound. That's something very silly for me to say, of course, because whenever I commentate on these, it's always after the event, at least on this PlayStation game, because I don't have a proper working microphone that works with the capture card, which is really annoying. But I don't mind narrating over the top. However, when you do narrate, you can't hear any of the background sounds, so it's always a bit weird. Right, I think there you go. That was our first natural rubber. Let's just kill this spider for effect, you know. Nice. Good, and we got some giant spider silk. Nothing special. But never mind, doesn't help us. We have found 1 natural rubber though, so that's 1 less we need to worry about. However, if we don't find any more in this episode, I will probably go and just purchase some just to make up the difference, because I don't want to spend my entire time farming, and I'm sure everybody, as I said, doesn't want to see me continuously farm. Must have been a cloud going past the sun at that point, because everything went a bit dark. So that's the idea. I think what we will do is I'm going to end up also doing a little bit of farming off screen, just to save people the boredom of seeing me do the same shit, basically, excuse my French, over and over and over again. You guys want to be seeing the story and the side quests and everything else. It would get far too repetitive for everybody if I just continuously uploaded essentially the same video of me trying to find natural rubber for a 20-minute period for about a month. So a little bit of the fishing quests as well. Whilst we've got some fishing to do in this episode today, I'm not going to put everyone through just the hassle of watching me fish all the time. It's not always as fun as it looks. So yeah, we're going to cut out a couple of the fishing missions as well. Of course, if I get enough people complaining and saying that they want to see the fishing, then I will leave it in. But certainly for the time being, whilst you're going to get to see me fish up some sardines today, we're not going to make a point of doing fishing very regularly. Okay, so it looks like we probably don't have any more natural rubber. It's a bit of a shame. Just going to kill this spider again. Hiya! There we go. Fantastic. Spider silk. Yes, please. That is one of a couple of items which are completely worthless and useless. They're not used in quests. They're not used in crafting. They are literally vendor trash. And it would have been nice, I think, if perhaps the developers had placed next to the items their uses, whether they were usable, almost like in World of Warcraft with the color system. If it's grey, you can safely sell that to vendor. White has a use, Anyway, I digress. So guys, I only have to put you through another about a minute and a half of this crazy silence. Not long to go. But we're heading down here. Right, so we know we need still some goat hide and some... What was the other stuff now? Let me think. Natural rubber. We know we've got the dish to create, which is 10 sardines, 10 medicinal herbs, and 10 wheat. Obviously, we're growing the wheat back at home. We need to fish out the sardines. We also need to fish out 10 sardines for the fishermen. So that is what we will do now. I think we've already fished some out already. So let's get to catching here. And what you will end up seeing at a later stage is that some of these fish that take quite a long time to pull out now don't take anywhere near as long to pull them out as you level your fishing skill. So this sardine, that last sardine, probably took me about 20 seconds to pull out. As soon as I level my fishing skill, that ends up being around 10 seconds. But naturally, the harder it is to catch the fish, the longer it's going to take. Oh, that's not a fish at all. That's a rusty bucket. I need to work out how to farm myself some of those, because I think through the playthrough you require something like 5 rusty buckets. It might even be more than that. Anyway, this feels like a sardine. It's going down fairly quickly. And there we go. Looks like a sardine to me. That's 4 sardines we've captured altogether. Or caught, should I say. And magically we have our sound back. I'm sure you can hear that now. As it should be, right? There's another one. Okay, so 5 down, 5 to go. Another 4 left. Oh. Is this going to be number 7, I wonder? It's looking good. That's number 7. There's 8. 2 more. For such a small fish, it's really bending the rod. There we go, that's number 9. Hopefully this little fella will be number 10. Fantastic. So let's just go and hand these in now.
Yo.
And he wants us to now catch blowfish, but they're from this location, and this has been running on for long enough as it is. So guys, if you've enjoyed this one, please leave a like, please comment as well, as I love to hear what everybody has to say, and if you're new to the channel, welcome, please subscribe, so it helps to build the channel overall. Guys, enjoy those meals, thanks for that much love, and I will catch you next time for an episode where hopefully we get the sound for the whole way through, but until then, take care, bye.